Hi, and welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance, where we are following the Waldensians quest, and we have to explore the gathering place which we found last episode. I thought there would be someone here. Okay. We got a wooden cross.
A cross, nicely carved. Someone in the village might recognize it.
And that's what we had to do here. That's all. First time I found wormwood in the open. The other flowers are not pickable. I'm always picking flowers that I don't recognize at all, just at least to see what they are. But okay, yeah, that was anticlimactic. But we'll go back. Towards this area. Let's go to the fisher, because he has this little brawling circle that we learned about last episode, and I'm interested to find out more about that.
I'm looking for the owner of this cross. Do you happen to know whose it is?
No, I don't. But why not ask the priest? He blesses all the crosses in the village.
Thanks, I'll ask him.
Do you know anything about local brawlers?
Why do you ask?
I like a good punch-up myself, so I'm keen on meeting like-minded fellows.
Then you're in luck.
What are the rules?
Nothing complicated. Don't you worry. First thing, no weapons. Try that once, and you're finished. Second, you can't walk away. Jump the fence, and that's the end. You lose.
How does it work?
Easy. You come to the others and challenge them. Wager against each other, and if you win, you get your stake back, plus the same again from the fellow you beat.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Don't get carried away, though. If you beat someone and then challenge him again, you won't be too keen on betting. Understand?
I want to fight.
Well, if you're as good as you are keen, it'll surely be interesting. But before the two of us start brawling, you have to beat the others.
Who are they? And where can I find them?
Lads from Ujits. Mash, Maple, and Ma. Joseph.
Okay, that's a new quest. Fishy business in Ujits. Beat Joseph, Maple, and Mash. Interesting. That's how we learn about new quests. Go around the area and find people. So A, B, and C. Joseph, Maple, and Mash. I think it's likely the same quest, exactly the same quest as the other one. The other quest that we had in Rete, where we stumbled upon the brawling quest there in the beginning of the game, but this one might be harder. And my unarmed skill is not amongst my best skills. But my defense skill is still at 20, so that will help. Just go to the church and talk to Father Goodwin. Godwin? Goodwin? Is it written with one O or with two? I'll see in a second. There he is. I'm conspicuous because I'm drunk, but that's not at all my problem now. Oh, you're wanting to ring the bell. No.
Huh? How are you?
I brought you back that manuscript you lent me.
Ah, the opus of Matthew of Yanov. I was wondering if I'd ever see it again. Thanks, my son.
You parted with with the symbol because I didn't have it on hand. It's in my chest.
The village folk said you consecrate the crosses they keep at home.
Indeed I do. Why do you ask, Hal?
I was just wondering if you could remember who owns this one.
I could, but I might not want to tell you.
Why?
People said they saw you talking with the vicar. They're afraid that Sir Hanush sent you here to help him.
Who saw me talking to the vicar? I was in the vicar's bedchamber, and everyone seeing me entering the house would assume I was there to speak to Father Godwin.
That's not how it is.
And how is it?
Sir Hanush sent me to find out what he wants, and to get him out of here if possible.
Well, then we share the same interest. But I'd still prefer it to end with nobody burned at the stake.
You and me both.
That's good to hear. Where did you find the cross?
Let's do a deal. I'll tell you where I found it, and you tell me whose it is.
Very well. Tell me.
I found it in the woods. It looked like people met there. There were other things, candles, a cloth, and so on.
Damn it. That really does seem like...
That the vicar is right to be looking here. It surprised me, too. So whose is it?
The cross is definitely the Bowers, I remember that. But that just can't be. I can't believe it. If they really are heretics, though...
What do you want to do?
I don't know. But I'll do anything in my power to prevent a heretic witch hunt taking hold here.
I see. It wouldn't make Sir Hanush too happy either.
My thoughts exactly. But the question still remains what to do about it. The vicar won't give up till he's found what he wants. You know what, boy? Before we do anything else, we ought to make sure whether there really are heretics here.
What do you propose?
That's simple. Listen to how they say their prayers.
But how can I listen to their private prayers? I don't suppose they'll be praying that way in the church.
Certainly not. In the church, they'd pray the usual way. But at home, it's a different matter entirely. I know they meet at the farm in the evening with all the domestics. They'll surely be praying then.
All right, but how can I listen in?
I don't know. Crouch beneath the window? Climb up in the loft? That way you'll be sure to hear everything said in the main room.
What do you know about the Bowers?
When I think about it now, they're a little peculiar.
What do you mean?
Well, they do rather keep themselves to themselves. They attend Mass, true enough. They leave the moment it's over. And I've never seen them at a dance or a celebration of any kind. But on the other hand, they give more alms to the needy in the village than anyone. I can't deny them that.
Okay, so they are Christians, but just another sect then.
Where did those Bower folk come from?
I don't really know. I've never spoken to them much, but they've not been here long, only 2 or 3 years.
And the cross? Did you consecrate that for the Bowers themselves?
No. It belonged to the family who lived on the farm before them. That was quite a sad story.
Right, I'll get on with it.
Take care.
Okay, and since I'm wanting to sneak, we have to get rid of all my armor. Everything that's making noise. Which we're done with. Sneak onto their property. What? Report it to the vicar. No. Not yet. I'll decide whether I'll do that after the evening prayer. How late is it? 12. Okay. That's perfect. If they... by the way, their name is Bauer, which is the German translation of farmer. So I know that there are like a few families named Bauer in the States. They're most likely German origin. And it just means farmer in German. There's a technical difference between different kind of farmers, and it's not the translation for all of them, but that would be going too far now to translate you all that. First, let's go to the Bowers here. Horsemanship, a perk point. That's always when I think, I leveled up something, blah blah blah. But if it's a perk point, it's great. The horse will never throw you outside of combat. It's never been that way that he threw me, but oh god, no. Oh, I hate Alpha Wars. I mean, I know that I can climb it when it's myself, but maybe I just needed that little bit of extra jumpiness to my motion. They're living right over there. It's about noon now. I'll just sneak into the loft of their stables, or what it was. Not stables. It was not their normal living quarter, but instead was like some side part of their farm that's just a normal villager. I have to go up that ladder, which I shouldn't do if he is here. This is perfect.
I could try listening from here.
Perfect. And it comes with the waiting prompt, so I don't have to like guess the right time and then be over it by like 20 minutes and then wait another day. Like in one quest had such a peculiar timing. I don't know which one it was. I mean, I probably left it in. I don't remember how I cut my stuff after I've cut it. I would need to watch them again, and I won't watch all of my footage. That's just too much.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
So far, so normal.
Bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts which we are bound to receive from thy bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
So far, so normal.
They took old Wenzel to the presbytery today. His farm is nearby. It's only a matter of time before
they come for me. I know.
And what are we going to do about it? That vicar is baying for blood, the beast. He will devour you alive.
I do not intend to do anything about it. I shall not waver from my faith, nor turn my back on it.
My dear, what on earth are you saying?
If they come for me, I will go quietly. And I will not lie.
Are you serious? Don't you know what they'll do to you?
I can well imagine. But I am resolved.
The Lord have mercy.
Do not fear. I surrender to God's will. And I do not condemn you if you decide to leave.
I'll stay by your side, although I'd rather that you decided otherwise.
I know. And you have no fear, my brothers in Christ. Stay true to God's plan as I shall. Go and spread the true faith amongst all good folk.
I'm sorry, I wish there was another way.
You should eat your supper and depart right away. Who knows? You may come for us at dawn.
We are in the midst of a civil war. We are in the midst of a civil war, and they are making so much trouble. Talk to Father Godwin or the vicar. Oh God. I mean, they are just following their faith. I don't think they are practically doing anything wrong. But But I don't know in what their faith is not the same faith as the other the normal faith that's around here. We have 1403, so there's no different faiths, so they're not called Catholic yet. I think they're called just Roman, in difference to the Byzantine, because I think they did split up before. That's about 700 when the East and West Church split. But there are no Protestants yet. I mean, the movement started with guys like Jan Hus, who we read about. So I don't know what their faith is, and I would need to read up on that. Wait, we have a codex. It's general. We look at W for Waldensians. Not here, not here. The Western Schism. That's the Avignon thing. That's not. That's also 100% not. Okay, we don't. We can't be able to look up. So all we know is that they have another faith. And that might be very dangerous. And also be... I landed in an interesting site. These sometimes have gold hidden in them. Well, there was something. Start digging. Oh no, do I have the treasure map for this place or not? Don't even know where we are. We would rob this, so this is an interesting place, but it's something where I would rob. Yeah, for example, these groschen, I take those, but not anything else. This might be a quest later or something. So there's Ushitz. I don't even know from which side I'm coming. This must be the stupid wall that I can't climb as long as I have... Oh, I can't climb it at all. Okay, I have to jump it. Okay, let's go to Father Godwin, so that we may have a possibility to spare them. Once I find the road, that is. Oh god, there's water! There is water! Oh god, and there's another house that we ran past. The screen is black, practically pitch black for me now. That's like the... No, that's the other quest. The blue one is my quest now. That was one of the fist fighters that we saw there. Oh, too early. This is not the tavern. But we should have turned right for the tavern, which is over here somewhere. Or is this... Pause, go around the corner. Okay, Father Godwin is in his church. So we can't talk to him without the vicar listening. Is he sleeping on top of the tower again? Drunken as he normally is? Yeah. He's drunken on top of his tower. Or maybe I bugged him. Whoa. Apparently he's also not here. Here. Is he drunk on top of his tower again? I need to talk to him. I want to have his advice before going on. Yeah, he's sleeping here as long as the vicar has his bed.
Good health to you.
So I went to check on the Bower farm, and I don't have good news.
Do tell.
They most certainly are heretics, at least as far as I can tell.
Are you sure? What did you hear?
Both of that I heard. Both of that I heard. Yeah, but
Well,
that's
for a
not
start, the evening prayers were
For a
led by a
start.
woman.
That is certainly unusual, but nothing
Yeah.
conclusive in itself.
But that's not all. They're afraid the vicar will be coming after them.
Who wouldn't fear that? That swine finds fault with everyone.
Well, it's not like you'd have to try too hard. Mrs. Bower plans to confess everything.
Confess what exactly?
Most likely her faith. The people of the farm were trying to discourage that, but her mind's made up.
Oh, good Lord, that's all I need. What am I to do?
They are heretics and she wants to confess. Do we have to help them? I don't know what the Waldensians do. I really don't know. So they might, if the church is going after them that strongly, I suppose it's for a good reason, maybe? Perhaps? How would I know?
She's planning to confess. What would you like to do?
You have to talk them out of it, Hal. You must convince them to run.
Convince them? That's easy for you to say. You haven't heard her talking.
I'm sure you'll find a way. You have to try at least. For their own good and for yours, Hal.
I'll have to think about it. Talking to them could be dangerous.
Nonsense. If you haven't told anyone else, then only the two of us know the truth.
And what if they confess anyway in the end, and then say that I tried to warn them?
Well, you have to try to stop that from happening. Good luck.
Yeah, I could be...
Hey.
I could be fired. I know that being fired isn't the right thing to say there to that, but it's basically what happens. I could be the one ending up on the stake. Am I that stupid? It doesn't even appear as a thing on the map. I think I'm... Oh God, am I really doing that? I'm not sure. The church is the church and we're... Oh God.
God be with you.
I'm not certain if I want that. This could get me killed. Especially the thing that they, on purpose, didn't put a quest marker there of sending me there so that someone who isn't paying attention at all and just following quest markers doesn't get a game over state. This might be a game over state that we reach there. Because we're getting burned, because we are heretic if we help them. I can't risk that.
I found them, Monsignor.
Pardon me?
I found the heretics.
Really? And who are they?
The Bower family and their entire household.
Well, I expect you to give me some evidence. In the last few days, I've been hearing how practically everyone here is a heretic.
I found that place the captive heretic talked about, and I found a family cross there. It took a bit of asking around, but I learned it belongs to the Bowers. Their farm isn't far from here, to the north. And then all I had to do was go there and do a little spying.
What of it? What did you hear?
They were afraid you'd come for them. Some of them were talking about leaving the farm. Seems they're of another faith.
A different faith? Where did you get that from, my boy? There is only one faith, one God, one church. Understood?
Yes, I'm sorry, Monsignor. I didn't express myself well.
You are forgiven, but be careful what you say. A little remark like that could draw the kind of attention you really don't want. Now, to the point. Did you hear their prayer?
Yes, and it was the normal Lord's Prayer. Just at the end, they begged God, if you'll forgive my saying, to rid us of that devil in Rome.
God forgive those poor souls, for they know not what they do.
Then they had a discussion. Mrs. Bauer seems to want to confess to it all, but the others were trying to talk her out of it.
Confess? A heretic who wants to confess? There'll most certainly be more to it than meets the eye.
She seemed pretty determined.
Never trust the word of a heretic. They're the devil's vessels. Remember, he tries his tricks through them.
I'll bear that in mind.
Well,
You're standing uncomfortably close all that time.
You did well. And for your devotion to Mother Church, you deserve a just reward.
Thank you, Monsignor.
Now please excuse me. I need to arrange for their arrest and interrogation.
Course.
Take care.
He had 425 groschen in his nightgown? Wow. Okay, der guards here. Whatever. Now what I'm gonna do is... oh, there's no water in here. I'm gonna sleep, and on the next in-game day, I'll go for those fist fights for the... how was this quest called again? Fishy business in Ushitz. So see you once the sun rises again. Okay, and here it begins.
What was that noise?
Mesh.
God be with you.
The fisherman sent me to you. Said you'd be up for a brawl.
Is that so? Well, we haven't had any new blood here for a while.
Who is it?
But if you want an easier scrap,
What?
you should go to
Show
Maple
yourself.
or Joseph. I don't like to blow my own trumpet, but I'm damn good. Either way, you'll wager a few groschen, right? God be with you.
Okay, fist fight. I'm not that confident of myself during fist fights, but in sword fights I just rush head on in on 12 enemies and then scream a lot while getting attacked from behind and not expecting it, although I'm fighting against multiple enemies. But in fist fights I don't feel so confident. And if the loading is at some point complete, we can continue and show you the fight. I win clinches. I have more strength than most.
Fucking hell!
I reread the tutorial, by the way, and I know that I start clinches by pressing left trigger. The fight I won. Okay. Are all the fights happening here? Great. So I have to run into town again. Did that cost me time though? Traveling here? No. Okay. Wanted to look on the map, still have to go for Maple and Joseph. So I'll be riding back to town and I'll see you once the fight starts. And next one, Joseph.
Greetings, good knight. How may I serve you?
The fisherman told me you'd be up for a brawl. Is it true?
What's going on there? If you've a mind to. Good luck then.
And now we'll need to load again. Oh, this time the arena loaded faster. Because we just had it. Ah, that's the problem. We don't have master strikes in and we reach a new level in unharmed. That's also one reason why I slept before that, to get the 5% experience point bonus for leveling unarmed while doing this quest. Because I have the clean conscience thing, and with my clean conscience I beat them, pummel them to death until they give me more XP. Okay, let's reach the last one. And here he is. Maple.
God be with you.
Are you one of the local pugilists? The fisherman told me you weren't averse to a bit of friendly violence.
I'm glad you showed up. It's been as dull as hell here. Joseph doesn't talk much and the fisherman is, well, slippery as a fish. God be with you.
And I was being scolded that I had to leave the house because it was private property, but I figured just run in and say to him, hey, here's the money, let's fight.
I'm going to enjoy this.
Yeah. Do something then. Have you been notified that I'm cheating by wearing gauntlets?
Herrgott. Well landed.
That was a hit in the face. Come on. I didn't press the button fast enough. I pressed the left bumper because I tried to block his clinch attempt. Ooh, that was a fast one. And we beat Maple. Now we have beaten all three of them. And won against all three of them. Now we can talk to the fisherman who's still over there. And we can have the last fight of this round of goons. There he is.
Greetings, good night.
I don't think I can get training.
All right. Good. You put on a pretty good show. Let's spice it up with a few groschen, eh? Goodbye.
Okay. Double the money than the last time.
Shit!
It didn't even show the thing.
Scum.
It didn't even show the thing for me to evade or a perfect block, but I just saw the movement and did press the button at the right time. Sometimes weird. Might have to do with warfare? Might have to do with warfare. If he has like higher warfare than I have, then I can't see some of his hits coming in. And I think what I did there was basically reversed. Because I also read up on master strikes and riposts again, and all the stuff that I did understand wrong in the beginning of the game. I read a bit through the combat tutorials that are in the codex section. But basically, now that I have master strikes, I can't even do riposts, because every perfect block that would allow me to ripost is changed to master strike now that my weapon skill is high enough with my main weapon. And we got agile as a weasel and 20 groschen. And reached a new level in unarmed. And it said you can fight with the brawlers again, or something like that. You can fight with the usual brawlers, yeah, but we don't need to do that again. We also won't do this again. We'll just go back to Rete for turning in the Waldensian quest. That's what we're gonna do now. And I wanted to see, unarmed is now at 9. We need 10 for the next training session. Otherwise, we just got a book, Agile as a Weasel. We haven't read that yet. That's like the base book on agility. I think I can read it in standing. That needs 3 hours. I improved agility by doing nothing. I think there was something went wrong there. I'm getting myself the comfort bonus because that's a basic book. I should read it like instantly. Yeah. That will give me like 20 experience points in agility or something. So nothing worthwhile. But then we're also done with that book and it can go into my chest. To my collection of skill books. This is the basic one that only really is helpful if you are below level 5. And I reached a new perk and a new level in reading, which completely made what I said wrong. But reading 16 now. So what do we have left? You get a learning bonus anywhere you read. Level of study of the book you've read most of will advance. No, I'm reading books through the end. Temporary increase of charisma by 2 would not be bad, but let's just make the books cheaper so I can buy more of them. Because I think I won't use the other one. Are you the fisherman? By chance? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Thought maybe he would offer me a free lesson, but he won't. Okay. So now we'll be returning to Rete to speak to Sir Hanush. And also while we are at Rete, I completely forgot to do that. I wanted to speak to all the Scarlet's refugees who we gave jobs to see if they're okay with their job and like it, and maybe we'll get something of it. It was only one of them that we pressed for giving us something, so I hope that we get more than just his. He wanted to help me. I think he wanted to train me in unarmed combat. Pilgrims every time. Look. Whether that is another guy who sells the dice, or is this one other that is...
You're not averse to a bit of profit, are you?
What do you want?
You look like a and I could use... It's a little complicated. Let's just say I know where there's some riches buried, and you could persuade me to share that knowledge with you.
That's a rather wild story, but worth a try.
Excellent. Here, take this, and I wish you good fortune in your search.
I bought a treasure map. Which treasure map? Which treasure map? Treasure map 24, it's a new one. North of Scarlet's, there's a cross somewhere with something buried north of a crossing near Scarlet's. Okay. As always, they move to horse if I'm not near the starting place of the treasure map. There's a quest here. Now maybe we'll do that in the next episode, but I wanted to go to Rete though. To have some quests finish up and not only start new quests. But I assume next time we'll start with the Neuhof quest and do that. And if that I can't fill the entire episode. Where's their pilgrim? I don't see him. Is that the Riddler again? I'm not interested. He gives me 5 groschen for a stupid puzzle that where... I mean, maybe... Let's talk to him. Maybe it's like a quest that is like... has like 4... That has like 4 or 5 stages.
So, you know...
We already solved 3 of his riddles.
A powerful nobleman committed a grave sin, and the bishop set him a harsh penance. To pray in the chapel, on his knees, every day of the week, and for at least 2 hours each time. The nobleman was very busy and wanted to spend as little time as possible praying, while keeping to the bishop's edict. How many hours in the week did the nobleman pray?
Can you repeat that?
Certainly. A certain powerful nobleman committed a grave sin, and the
Every
bishop set
day,
him a harsh penance.
every day of the week,
pray
at least 2
nobleman-
hours, 2 hours each time. So, from Monday to Tuesday, 2 hours from 11 to 1. Then 2 more hours from Wednesday to Thursday, from 11 to 1. Then 2 more hours from Friday to to Saturday. That's 6 hours. I'm coming to 7. I'm coming to 7. If you start with a 1, then it's just interchanged. I'm coming to 7. Each day and 2 hours at a time. That's 7.
Can you repeat?
Certainly. A certain powerful nobleman committed a
Every
grave
day.
sin, and the bishop set him a harsh penance.
Every
To pray
day
in the chapel
of the
on
week
his
and for at
knees,
least 2
the
hours
nobleman-
each time. So from Monday to Tuesday, Tuesday in the night 2 hours. From Wednesday to Thursday in the night 2 hours. From Friday to Saturday 2 hours in the night, and then from Sunday to Monday 2 hours in the night, which could be shifted around. 6 and the next 8. 6?
The answer is 8 hours. See? The nobleman chose to pray for 2 hours at a time. Oh, don't you fret.
Okay, we lost. So we can ignore the Riddler the next time. God damn it, let me just go to Rete. Let me just go to Rete, please. There's Sir Hanush. Perfect, thank you.
God be with you, lad. What can I do for you?
It's all sorted out, sir. You've no need to worry about the vicar anymore.
Excellent. Some good news at last. I've heard some pretty wild rumors from Uzhitz. So what happened there exactly?
Maybe this will surprise you, sir, but there really were heretics in Uzhitz.
Are you telling me the vicar didn't come to stick his nose in my possessions?
I don't know about that, but he definitely suspected there were heretics hereabouts, and he was right.
Christ. A man doesn't expect that sort of thing in his own fiefdom. Did you catch them?
I told the vicar everything, and he had them arrested. They should be on their way to Kuttenberg by now.
And the vicar's gone with them. It gives me no pleasure to know he hit on something here. It gives him every excuse to return. But it's certainly good news for the moment. Anyway, Henry, thanks for dealing with that vicar. You pulled a thorn from my side. Here's a little token of my gratitude.
Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Another sword? Don't I have that sword already? It's weaker than my sword. Yeah. We have a better version of that sword. We have a 61, I think. 61 mutual damage on slash and stab sword. Okay. Let's talk to all the Skalitz refugees that I gave jobs to. Assuming I find them. I mean, Kühnisch wouldn't be here. But let's see who I find. That's Jane.
Greeting. Good luck then.
Okay.
For the love of
They
God,
don't have anything to
I've
say
come
to
for
me.
Skalitz and all
So I'll search for the ones that I gave jobs to. And I'll see you when I see them.
How are you holding up?
In a nutshell, it's a shitty job. But at least no one bothers me, seeing as how they don't want to be seen talking to me.
How are you holding up?
It's not as easy as I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's a different kettle of fish than turning a winch, isn't it?
You got that right. But I can handle plenty. Don't worry about that.
Sure. Just don't work yourself into the ground. Who'd spin that winch then? How's your husband doing?
His suffering is over. He's with God now. And I am left alone.
I'm terribly sorry I couldn't do more for you.
I suppose it wasn't God's will. It seems I took the carrying job for nothing, but thank you anyway. Good luck.
Did I have the option to help her husband? And didn't properly do anything about it? Let's see if we got another water carrier here. That's Vincent.
God be with...
Are you happy with your job?
I just do what I'm told.
But you're getting paid enough for it, right?
I make a few groschen, but Mother takes it all. Because she has to take care of everything. See you later.
And Rock.
I'm glad to see you.
How are you doing?
At first, I was really angry with you for getting me a job carrying shit. But it's easier work, and the pay is better. So, everything's worked out.
I'm glad you see it that way.
Good luck then.
So actually, nobody had anything to say or to give to me, so, not worth it. Wasn't worth it. Wasn't worth my time. Let's look. Quest log. We have different interesting stuff to do. But we have also more stuff to do around here. So let's, for the next episode, mark that guy on my radar. And go there and do that quest in tomorrow's episode. For today, I'll read you another book. And then I'm off. And what we're reading today is The Maidens War. Upon the death of Princess Libus, the maidens who had enjoyed her accompaniment found that they were no longer held in the great esteem they had once enjoyed. They recalled how their princess had ruled over the male part of their tribe, and when the menfolk said unto them, "Hark, you have ruled over us, we have bowed before, and now you seem as sheep that have gone astray," their anger rose greatly, and the anger of the women and maidens having caught fire, the females of the tribe took up spears and swords and waged war against the men under the command of Vlasta Libus's attendant of the highest standing. On her command they built the castle at Devon and then dispersed throughout the land to call into service all women to wage war against their husbands and brothers. Yet hardly a soul took them seriously, and it was with great mirth that the men did observe these girls taking up arms, learning to saddle horses. However, Piemishil, the wise ruler that he was, did not find merriment in these actions, and warned his men to broker peace. His warnings were not heeded, however, and they set out to Devon in great merriment. But alas, the women did not flee. With Vlasta in the lead, they charged out of the gate, chainmail on their bodies, helmets on their heads, and spears aimed to kill. If we allow ourselves to be vanquished, it will be then that men shall laugh at us. We shall become their servants and slaves, for it is better to die than to give up. Strike at the men, eat at each and every one, be he brother or father. And the Furies then did set upon them, until 300 men lay dead in their own blood, and the rest had fled. When news of this victory has spread throughout the land, other women did not falter and came straight forth to Devon, and hence the men were greatly aggrieved at home, for they were alone, and they were aggrieved on the battlefields as well, for the women gave them no quarter, sparing neither brother nor father. And the women in their warring oft employed deceit and ambuscade. He, under the guise of a lover, once slit the throat of a young man. There another feigned to be a respectable daughter her own father in his own home did stab. One day Ctirat, who did in combat slay a great number of Luster's she-warriors, set off with a company of his men, and did with their own ears hear a mournful crying, and did see with their own eyes a beautiful girl chained nearby a rock, a hunter's horn hanging from her neck, who entreated them to show unto her mercy and to free her from her bonds. Ctirat, having cast aside all caution, dismounted and did draw near to the girl to set her free. The girl gave thanks unto him and did relate to him that she was called Sharka, and that the woman of Devon had pounced upon her and bound her for her unwillingness to wage war against the man, and to humiliate her had hung the horn upon her neck for her to call for help. And before her they set a vessel of meat for her agony to stoke as she died of thirst. He comforted her, and together they did drink, and they conversed until the entire company was overcome by sleep, and Ctirat, emboldened by the mead and the delicate voice of Shurka, the horn did grasp and blow it with the full force of his lungs. Forthwith a storm did arise, a cry rang out from all sides, did ascend upon them band of armed women, having slayed all the men, put Ctirat into the restraints from which he had freed Sharka. She stood above him, laughing. On the morn, for to mock the man, a great wheel was brought out in front of Devon, and in its spoke was woven the broken body of Ctirat. When the other men had received news of this happening, young and old from all corners of the land sprang forth to avenge his torturous dead. None had ever seen such an army as the one that then laid siege to Devon and soon conquered it. Many girls fell upon that day, and many more fled, never to be seen again. Those that survived begged their brothers and fathers for forgiveness, yet spared they were not, as they had not spared their brothers and fathers. When the men had slain the girls' army in its entirety, they then took to destroy Devon, until all that remained was dust, and thus was ended this time of strife. Interesting. That never happened. There were no historical women uprisings of that magnitude in the Middle Ages. It's only later. It's basically starting when the class of workers comes of industrial factory workers and manufacturer workers comes into existence, that then also women do those jobs, and then is when the women start to go for rights. That's how it was, at least here in Europe. May have been completely different somewhere else, but there's basically no evidence of any women uprisings or something like that from the time before the industrialization. Although you see single women being strong persons in history, like Jeanne d'Arc or some. There are a few like warrior princesses and stuff. So that happened, and there were a few fighters also of the common folk, not only on noble women. So they existed, but it's not like a huge uprising like we just heard about. That never happened. But we're going to see us in the next episode, where we'll go to see what quest the Executioner has for us. And if that quest is short enough that we can put in another quest, we'll also see what quest Zora has for us. And then we're going to continue... Oh, all the other quest signs have disappeared from the map. Then we're going to continue to the Tarnberg Hunter, and then we're going to take care of all the other quests that we have in our quest log. And then we're going to go for... the main quest again. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow.